Hello, my name's Will. I'm a werewolf, a real werewolf, and I am telling my story about my life. This is a continuation from the videos and interviews that are already up. There's something like 50 interviews up about my life so far. It would do Louis a huge favour because you can speak to Louis on here, you can't speak to me on YouTube. It would do Louis a huge favour if you would subscribe, please, and if you would like this video as well. Apparently that's a good thing. And if you leave a comment, that's even better. Basically, he wants this to get up higher in the, what did he call it, an algorithm? Whatever an algorithm is. So the more likes and subscribes he gets, the more likely this information is going to get out there. It's not monetized, so he's not making any money out of it at the moment, which is really pissing him off. But yeah, he just wants this information out there and see what people think. And yeah, so. And there's also a website that came out in January, www.werewolf.host, where I'm an administrator. I've been answering questions to people on that website, so you can always take a look at that. All the transcriptions there, further information, sightings, and all sorts of stuff that I didn't realise was happening. So yeah, if you go there as well, that's pretty cool. So Louis sent me a message asking me if I could talk about the kind of core tenets that I live by, how I sort of live my life, the rules that I live by. And I didn't really think that I lived by a set of rules, but I sat down and thought about it. And this to me is what makes you a werewolf, which makes you a different person, which makes you stand out from the crowd, the herd of humans. So I'm just going to go through what I think my rules are on life. Rule 1 is do not care about anything. Not caring is the biggest thing to being a werewolf, really, in my eyes. You should not care about fuck all. I mean, nothing at all. Not nothing, not one thing, not even too much about yourself. The simple first instruction in my special sauce recipe for success is you do not care. If we look back, there was Diogenes, who was a Greek philosopher. He was thought to be the founder of the Cynics. He lived his life in poverty and tried to maintain life in its most simple state. He was said to live in a barrel in the marketplace. He had a disdain for other philosophers who sought to confuse things by expounding on them. He just wanted things as they are. He did not need to add any morality or ethics to life. In reality, ethics and morality just complicate things. Sadly for him, he took on the life of a dog and not the wolf. He was grateful for those that gave him things. He would yelp at those who would not help and would bite those who tried to harm him. If he'd chosen the wolf way, he would just have learned to take what he needs. Like the wolf, he realised it did not matter what you had to eat or where you lay or what you did in front of others. Diogenes was thought to be so uncaring about the judgment of others in society that he would both shit and wank in public. That, my friends, is a very uncaring man. That is a man who is living in the here and now. First of all, we have to get past the idea that we tell ourselves that we do not care. That is said by people who really do care. You probably know lots of these dickheads. My favourites are the whining bitches of Facebook. As soon as they post a status that signifies that they do not care, you can tell that they do. They write on social media, fuck my family, the bunch of... some pathetic reason for a post. Not as if I care about use anyway, spelled Y-O-U-S. At this point, I have to highlight the use. The use of the term often relates to an IQ below 10. These face fuckers that post this pathetic I don't care shit really, really care. You have to actually work hard to get to a point where you do not care. This is not the I don't care of the Stoics, however. That does have its place. I'm also not talking about apathology. They believe that there are some things we should care about and that we should not consider things that are not worthy of our care. That is utter bollocks. Nothing is worth caring about at all. In the rare times I've had the I don't care conversation, people tell me pretty dismissively that I believe that if I don't care about something, that I have this false belief that it will simply disappear. Most people would say this somewhat sarcastically. Obviously, I do not tolerate sarcasm. It is such such a low form of wit. I don't care if you are sarcastic, but I do not tolerate it. If you aim the sarcasm at me, then you're dead. I do not believe that things will simply disappear if I do not care about them. I just don't really care about them. I'm also not considering the Buddhist hippie nonsense of acceptance. Accepting the things that will happen will make you truly happy. What a hock of shit. As a human, you never accept your lot in life. You always want more, and that is what has actually made you such a successful species. If you did accept the status quo, you would never have ended up the plague species that you are. In the Bible, we see that humans created death, and that is our job to remove it. Do not give a fuck what others think. Too many of you flesh bags live a life where you're scared to do anything that can get criticised by others. You make your decisions based on how others will perceive them. That is really fucking sad. You hold yourself back from certain things that you would like to do. You think that living your life for others is okay. Ignore others unless you have to fit in. When you have to fit in, enjoy the fact that you're doing this just for the pleasure of disguising yourself with the idea that you will eventually do what it is that you wish. Forget your mistakes. There's no point feeling guilty or giving a shit about what you've done in the past. You may consider what you would do different in the future. Too many of you go through life eaten by the guilt of mistakes you've made. We all fuck up at times. Forget them and move on. It does not matter what you've done. Karma does not exist. There is no great police person in the sky ready to send you to an infernal prison. So don't feel guilty. Don't care about the past. Just move on and enjoy life in the now. You should do things not really considering if they're going to fail or not. If you do not try stuff, you will never achieve anything. It would be best if you failed a lot. Just be strong enough to deal with it when it goes wrong. Worries. Worries are what-if questions. If you're a worrier, life is full of what-if questions. It makes me laugh that so much of your energy is wasted in caring about future outcomes. You cannot predict the future, so why do you care so much? You need to stop that shit. Whatever happens, you are mentally strong enough to deal with it. If you look at this diagram, I consider this in life. Do I have a problem? If yes, then I move on. If no, then I have nothing to worry about. If I have a problem, I then ask the question, is there anything that I can do about it? If yes, you do something about it, and that means you do not have to worry about it. If there is nothing I can do about it, there is no point worrying about it. Don't care about what you don't have. Your species, as you were at the bottom of the food chain and often had to survive through times of paucity and famine, if you can survive, you do not need anything. If you need something for your survival, you take it. I could try and tell you that you should look at the positives in your life, that you need to find the things that you're grateful for to outweigh those that don't have. Forget that. They'll learn to suffer in the moment. If that suffering gets too much, find a way to take that thing. Don't be a pussy. Next one. Stop trying so hard. People can set themselves too many goals. That's great. But if you get set goals and then you frequently fail them, you soon break down mentally. You'll often decide that if you do something or own something that you will be happy, so you work really hard for it. Sometimes you achieve those things to feel great in the moment, but that does not last. As a human, you will always want more. Even getting what you want has only a temporary effect on your happiness. However, you define that bullshit. Also, if you fail too often, it will affect you mentally, negatively. So in the long run, you cannot win. Reduce the number of goals you want to achieve. Relax, don't try so hard. I have found the greatest opportunities in life just fall at my feet now and again. I do stuff, but not to make me happy. I do it to see what the fuck will happen. If I can create some chaos and unease, it is fun. Dealing with rejection. This bit fucks me off. People are afraid of rejection. They will not try to do things because they are scared that they will get turned away and hurt. Think of all the opportunities that you miss because of this. You lack the chances in life. You need to get what you want. Learn to get rejected a lot. All it takes to get used to rejection is to get rejected an awful lot. Each time you get rejected, you get better at dealing with it. You also start to get rejected less, and you realize that those who do reject you have something wrong with them, or that they do not fit into your life at the moment. Take every opportunity to get rejected, and remember, if they do reject you, that is their problem and their issue, not yours. You know that you're an amazing being, the best, the finest. If they cannot see that, they are completely fucked up in the head and not your issue. Regrets. It's better to regret something you did than something you didn't do. The butthole surfers. Do it. Fuck it. If you do not try things, you will never do anything. Obviously, if doing it will affect your life negatively, you weigh up the pros and cons before you do it. But if you think that doing something is likely to be fun or add life, fucking go for it. It would help if you never regretted anything, so you tried it and it did not work out. At least you fucking tried. My last thing is, I have a real depth belief in Latchism. I, for one, love the idea of creating chaos in the world. It pleases me. Latchism denotes those who seek the disasters for the worst to happen. Everything is brought down to the bare necessities of life. Let all be destroyed and see what happens as a result. I love to wander into the fire, to chase the storm, to help that chaos expand and rupture the make-up stories that pepper our reality. I don't care what happens in those moments I seek. I just want to push them off the ledge and see how they land. I want to test what the car crash results mean to that family, to consume the world and spit out the bones. I want to see it all burn for no other reason than to see it burn and fall apart. True art is destruction, destroying that which can never be fixed, taking that which can never be given back. Ruination to me is a dream. That's the thoughts of a werewolf. Well, at least this one.